We're going to talk about our bank for a minute, and it's not a regular bank; it's a credit union. So, what's the difference between a credit union and a bank? You don't know?
I don't know.
Well, we do know.
I know credit union at one time. I don't know if you even still like this. You had to be in a certain kind of job or work for certain companies to get into it. I know that.
Right. So Kevin worked at a certain job.
Yeah.
So we were able to get in this credit union years ago.
It's the members credit union. You know?
Right. And so I do know that they don't charge the fees that a regular bank does, right?
No, not that I don't, we haven't been in a regular bank in so long. I don't know what fees they charge, but we've never been charged for like having too little in our savings account or too little in our checking account, or we've never been charged anything like that.
This isn't what I'm going to talk about at all, but just mentioning the fees and stuff made me remember. Do you remember when Andrew worked, one of Andrew, our son, I think his first job was at Big Lots.
It was.
Back when he was like 16 years old, he got a job at Big Lots. And he would like pull stuff forward on the shelves and stuff like that, put stuff out on the shelves, return stuff to the shelves and stuff like that. Well, they would pay him, it wasn't electronic. No, they would give him a check. And I remember one of the first times we went to cash his check for him, it was written from a certain bank, like let's say People's Commercial Bank. So we went to People's Commercial Bank to get his money because that's who had written the check. And do you know they would not cash that check without us being members of that bank, even though they're the ones that wrote the check?
Yeah.
It was their bank, and they would not cash. That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
And we didn't have a branch near us.
Right, at that time.
We would have had to have driven to another town to get it cashed.
It was the most ridiculous thing.
The whole thing was
it's like if you are the bank that wrote the check, then you need to give me the money on the check. But anyway, so the credit union, we've been members of this credit union for how long? How many years?
30 plus years.
Okay, 30 plus years.
It has to be, because was I already a member when we got married?
I think you were.
I can't remember. So anyway, it would have been back when I worked at Lexmark.
I never had a checking account or anything like that until we got married. I didn't have anything like that.
So it had to have been in like the early 90s.
But okay, so we've been
early 90s probably is when we got that.
We've been members all these years, and for all these years, I've been writing checks, and I've been ordering my checks through a couple of different companies. For the last, I don't remember who I ordered from before, but for the last many years, I've ordered from the Bradford Exchange. If you look up the Bradford Exchange online, you can go to their website, and they have so many really pretty checks to choose from.
Yeah, different designs.
Yeah, you can get Disney designs or travel designs, or you can get castles or birds, owls, seascapes, or you can get basic checks. So I've been way back, I used to pay more for the checks because I would get what they would call a duplicate check. So that means...
Made a carbon copy, basically.
Yes.
You write it out.
Right. So if you were at Kroger and you spent... Now, we're talking about the time before people were using debit cards.
And tap to pay and all that stuff.
So, this is before that. So you young people won't get this. But...
we used to be those people. Everybody used to be those people that
wrote a check. And so if you didn't want to open your checkbook up and write down check number 4520 for October 5th, and then you would have to write Kroger, and then you'd have to write how much money you spent. If you didn't want to do that right there while you're in the store, you could look at your duplicate check later, the carbon copy, and you could write it down later. So that's why I got duplicate checks, so that I could write them down later.
And it works, yeah.
It worked great. But then for the past few years, I didn't want to spend the extra money. So I got to the point where I quit buying the duplicate checks, but I've still been ordering checks.
And we weren't writing that many checks anyway. So.
Right, so I didn't really need the duplicate checks. And so I've been paying, I don't know, let's just say I've been paying $50, and if it's only once a year or something, that still would be like $50 a year. Well, Kevin called the bank because it was time I used my last check. I pay taxes like, 3 or 4 times a year? 4 times a year, and I write them a check. I mail the Internal Revenue Service a check, and I mail one to Kentucky for our taxes. So I used my last check, and I told Kevin, I said, it's time for me to order. I went and got my little reorder slip from the Bradford Exchange. And I told Kevin, I said, I wonder how much checks are at the bank because, because they're expensive. You can order them from our bank, and they're really expensive from the Bradford Exchange. It's just money that I don't like to spend, honestly, because I'm cheap. So Kevin called the bank and tell them that part.
Yeah, well, I said, I asked, we've never ordered checks through you all. I said, I was just curious at how much they would cost to order a book of checks, because we don't write that many checks anyway. And she goes, let me look. So she looked and she goes, oh, well, you're VIP members. You get 2 books a year. Free. And they're 80 checks per book. And it's like, me and Dan were like, 80 checks? Hell, that'll last us 2 or 3 years anyway. So, yeah, we could have been getting checked. We don't know how long,
We don't know how long. Like, how many years?
How many years have we been VIP?
Have we been? Yeah, they don't tell you that you're a VIP.
They didn't send us a notice saying, we're moving you to this category. You get free checks and blah, 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 blah.
We had no idea because what I had considered doing. So Kevin told her, yes, please send us
Yes,
some.
go ahead and order me.
Yeah, go ahead and order us. And they're just plain checks.
Yeah,
which
they're just
honestly,
like plain blue checks with our names on them.
I would rather, at this point in life, I'd rather have the plain check anyway, because I've noticed that if it has a picture behind it, it kind of muddles the if you're writing 432, you really have to look closely to be able to read that, and I want whoever's reading that check to be able to read
crystal
it.
Clear.
Yeah, so it's really cutesy to have the pictures, but I would rather them be able to read my check without any interference than to have a cutesy check. I'm gonna get over here. There's a police car. He's pulled somebody over here. But what I had considered doing was my sister, what she does, because she doesn't write checks very often, she will go to her bank and she will ask them, she'll go right through the drive-thru and she'll say, could you print me off 2 checks or 1 check or whatever, and it costs her per check, let's say it's $2 a check or something, but that way she's only paying for those checks that she needs, and she doesn't have any other checks floating around. So I had considered doing that, because when Kevin called the credit union, we added up like how many checks we would need, and really we probably only need like 20 a year. But I told him, I said, well, go ahead and order like 25 just to be safe. But then it's like we could have been getting free books, and I said we have to tell people about this, because I'm wondering how many of you all could be getting free checks from your bank and you don't. And I would like to ask this question: if you don't use checks, then how is that possible? I don't know how people don't have, so like my sister doesn't have checks, but she'll go to the bank and order just a couple at a time. She'll have them print them off right there. But how do people not have checks at all? Because you have to have checks in certain circumstances. Like let's say we have a plumber come to the house. We don't know exactly how much he's going to charge. So you need to be able to write him a check.
Unless they bill later.
They might bill later. Okay, so that's fine. But it seems like there's always going to be, like when we go to, for our car taxes, when we go to pay our car taxes, they want you to write a check.
Well, you can use the card, but it just costs you an extra $2 or something.
Okay, so I guess some people would rather pay the fee.
Yeah, than the deal with checks.
Okay. Well, that explains that.
And
then.
like the one place we regularly write a check every month is our utilities.
Yes.
And
the water company.
Yeah, the water. And the reason we do that is because they're online. First of all, is the fee every month if you want. There's a fee attached to using a card online.
And I'm not giving them extra money.
Yeah, we already charged us enough. We're not giving them more money.
No, no.
So we just write a check and drop, and we literally just take it and drop it off. But that's a place we could be paying online. We just choose not to because there's a fee.
Where we live in a small town.
Yeah, it's not like we're driving
it's
to traffic
easy to
or
get
anything
there.
like that.
And we used to, years ago on bill day, I would
we would drive around and just drop them all off.
Drive around, dropping off bills, taking them to the window.
So you're not mailing them.
Yeah, and then even to pay like the car payment or whatever.
Yeah, I remember going to the bank and,
yes, and paying the car payment and all that. And
of course, now you can do so much on online banking.
Right, you can do it all online. People don't realize what a luxury that is to be able to pay your bills online.
I was just saying the other day, we were looking at something in the store, and I said, what would we have done now? Can you imagine a time back when we didn't have our phones and internet? You know, I mean, it's crazy how much has changed society and life, you know?
Oh yeah, it's completely changed things, and being able to travel and have money when you travel and stuff like that, it's changed very much. So I just thought that was interesting about the checks, and I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and put down in the comments, you know, do you pay fees for just to have an account? The privilege of using the bank. Do you pay fees for having a checking account or a savings account?
Because we don't.
Yeah, we don't pay any fees, but I'm curious, is that still a thing?
And the credit union, if people might wonder, well, can you still get car loans and home loans and stuff like
that?
The
home loans are through they don't do home loans directly. It's through another company.
Okay.
But I would think a lot of smaller banks probably wouldn't do home loans. They're probably going to go through a mortgage company of some kind.
Right.
Like I think ours uses Quicken Loans or something like that for home loans. You can still get a home loan there. You can go there and get one. It's just not through the credit union. You're not paying the credit union. You're paying somebody else.
But I tell you what, as far as like signature loans,
they're so easy.
It's so easy, and
the rates are pretty decent too.
Yes, they have always been really, really good as far as lending us money because we've always been on time paying it back and stuff. And like at Christmas, they still do this at Christmas. They will they'll send you blank checks in the mail. So if you want to, of course you're going to pay for it.
Oh yeah,
you're
going to get that higher interest rate because you're not securing it with anything.
Right, but if you don't have a lot of money and it's Christmas time and you're short, that's nice to have. And I tell you what they've always done too, that I used to take advantage of it every single Christmas, is you could defer a payment. You could choose.
Skip a payment is what they called it, but it really wasn't skipping it.
Right, you could skip a payment. Either you had your choice. You could skip your payment in December, or you could skip your payment in January. And I'm thinking I always chose to skip my payment in January because that's when you really don't have any money after Christmas and you've paid all this stuff for Christmas. And I'm thinking January was always like our worst month. Of course, my birth month. The worst month when you don't have any money at all. And so like when we had a car loan, our car's paid off now, but when we were paying that car payment, you know, your car payment might have been $200. Well, that was $200 that you could spend on Christmas, and we really,
every year.
Yeah, we looked forward to it. So we always took advantage of stuff like that. And I don't know if the regular banks do that stuff or not, if they'll let you skip a payment. But of course, they're tacking it on to the end of the line.
They're just moving it to the end. They're still charging you the extra interest too. So they're getting money out of it. Trust me.
Yes, but
it's a nice option for you, but they're also getting just a teeny tiny interest money out of it.
Yeah, that's right. So we're at Walmart, and I wanted to show you, people have said that Walmart is not making these candy bars anymore. However, they are making the Great Value candy bars. They're up front, like where they keep all these. Okay, so there's the Kit Kat that we reviewed. Here's the Milky Way version. Here's the Twix. So they are, here's the Snickers one. And then this is the new one. This is a fluffy nougat bar. Yeah, that's a new one. So they are still making them. You just have to come up front in order to buy them. Look what Walmart has for Halloween. They have the Michael Myers inflatable. They have a Demogorgon, which Gavin, our grandson Gavin, would love. Sure. They have Jack Skellington up here. This is Hello Kitty, Harry Potter, Grogu, Chucky.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's the last of that Demogorgon. Gavin would love that, wouldn't he? So this mat is on the inside of our oven, and you can get these. We bought this, I think, at Bed Bath & Beyond, but you can get them from Amazon. They're very, very affordable. Well, we bought one from Bed Bath & Beyond. We might have bought another one from Amazon. If I think about it, I'll link it below. But this, they come bigger, and then you cut it to whatever size you need for your oven. But you put this mat in the bottom of the oven, and you can see if you make pizza, if you make pies, if you make anything, and it drips, it goes down on this this mat. And so I'm going to clean it, and I've cleaned it before on camera, and a lot of people just say they like to see the before and after because it's so easy to do. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I don't do anything special with this. I just have some paper towels, wet paper towels, and I'm gonna wipe this stuff off and get all the big crumbs off, and then I will use a Lysol wipe for the rest. Now we have before put it in the sink. You can put it in the sink and wash it with dish soap if you want to do that as well. I love that.
That's cool. Look. You see the pile of pumpkins in the cauldron?
We are in Home Goods, and Day of the Dead and Halloween has exploded.
That's cool.
And they have tons and tons of stuff. That's cute. I've never seen anything like that.
I do. I don't know if I beat anything. Well, thank you so much.
Jennifer wondered if they had any witches and stuff. Look at him. He's tall. He's $199, but he's very, very tall. But I like this one.
Did like that.
I like this that says Happy Halloween.
Yeah. These are like dog toys.
Yes, all dog toys.
Oh, plate and stuff.
Placemats.
Look at him.
Is that like silicone?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how you put the liquid in there. Like it's a liquidy cake and it's all floppy.
Right. Be afraid that you would dump it.
Yeah. You put it on a pan to get it into the oven. See what it sounds like.
Look at this huge mirror they have.
That's cool. The other side is a mirrored mirror.
A mirrored mirror.
You'll see what I'm talking about when you come over it. The whole frame is a mirror.
Oh, the whole frame. Wow. It's huge. $300. Yeah. I've never seen one like this with a witch cut out.
Yeah.
This is nice.
They're heavy.
Oh, that's a purple one, so they have green and purple. Look at the, I've never seen that before. Skeleton with the butterfly wings.
Rewards card members, the lucky winner of the
Look at this spider.
November morning gift card raffle is Stacy Shields. Congrats, Stacy. Please come up front to get your gift card. Thanks so much for being a card holder.
How would that person still be in there? How would they know they're there?
I've never heard that before.
No, did you have to check in when you
I guess so. I guess you check in when you get here. I don't know.
Look at it here.
Yep.
It's all pumpkins.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. I wonder if you had to
Apply for a card?
Oh, those handles.
Oh, those are knobs.
Yeah, they're knobs that go on like a
I've
dresser.
never seen anything like that.
Very unique. I don't think I would want to dust those.
No. You know, you and I have reached the practical stage.
Ooh, that's soft.
It is soft.
I mean, it's not like you sleep on it.
Looks like they have tons of Halloween food.
Like that, turtle love. Maple nut crunch. That could be interesting.
Look, chocolate maple cream cookies, Turkey Hill. I think Whole Foods, not Whole Foods. World Market. World Market sells that brand.
What's all these?
Those are Too Good Gourmet, and they changed the package to make you think that.
Put a different company.
Well, no, it says Too Good Gourmet at the top.
Yeah, but then that.
Yes. So I was just telling somebody the other day, I said they make you try to think that it's not them because they're trying to hide.
And the packaging is really fancy. But they're horrible.
All kinds of these bubble tea, boba tea, all kinds of them.
And syrups.
Yeah, I've not seen these here before.
Black sugar milk.
Oh, Belmont, yeah. Kevin, this is limited. Wonder if we've ever had that. Do you want to look? So they have pumpkin macaroons, pumpkin flavored. Fright Night classic caramel corn. Ooh. Haunted Nights.
This is one of those wood.
Oh, yeah, those are nice.
I don't know if it's that brand, but it's that kind of.
Yeah, it's like that. So they have tons of food, and we've picked up a couple of things. If you're ever interested in these like tiny bites, things like this, I would get them in here. And like these, just the fun part, because they're going to be cheaper probably in here than they would be at a regular store. So they have a whole other aisle here of snacks and food.
Korean sweet and spicy flavored nuts.
Huh, that could be
Pecans
good.
and almonds.
Oh, wonder if they have any more from that brand, anything different.
Sunwick. Yeah, all right. There's two. Ooh, truffle.
Truffle. Ugh.
These glasses. Ooh, this is my kind of cup right here. Ah, the handle's too small.
They have these pictures in Home Goods. I thought this one was funny with the cat. It's pretty funny. Let's see what other pictures they have. A lot of animals. They have huge mirrors back here. They have big art, like if you want some general art, if you were like had a doctor's office and wanted to hang up some art. Let's see. I tell you where we used to buy a lot of art. Now I can't speak to it these days, but at home used to when it was called Garden Ridge. We used to buy art from there all the time, but now I don't know what they have these days. You just don't know. Oh, look, that's cute. The giraffe in the bathtub. They have a little stand here of Christmas sheets. So they have some Calvin Klein, Laura Ashley, Eddie Bauer. They also have some Martha Stewart here at the top. Really pretty Christmas sheets. Some of them are cotton, some of them are flannel. I love these Laura Ashley ones. And that's a queen. Those are very pretty. I think Kevin and I would burn up though in flannel.
Mm-hmm.
So they've gotten more stuff out since we've been here as far as like hand towels. Well, I showed you some. There's some more up here.
So what if you'd wash all that off, that glitter?
The glitter, I don't know.
Look, black cat, that's glitter.
And I think that's probably all that's back here. This is just regular. Well, they do have cinnamon, vanilla, hand soap, coconut body butter. We went to Lexington, and now we're on our way home from Lexington, which you would have saw that I did film a little bit in Home Goods. Home Goods has so much Halloween stuff. It's amazing.
We'll probably add more.
They
Probably will get more.
Oh yeah, they'll continue to get more. They'll continue to get a lot more. We went in World Market, and World Market, we were in there a couple weeks ago, and then today. But they, I didn't film anything in there. But they, a couple weeks ago when we were in there, they had started getting out their Advent calendars, and so I really enjoy seeing them. But anyway, we met Ashley for lunch, so we had a nice lunch, and we're both very full. Stuffed, yes, ate way too much. And I used to put, like when we would go out to eat and stuff, I would put that in the vlogs. But now what I do is I've been putting a video out once a month of just random food, random meals for the whole month. So like today I did film our lunch, but that I'll save that footage for the end of the month, and so that'll be in September's video. So, but I wanted to tell you all, we also at the end of the month, we talk about TV shows that we've been watching and movies and stuff like that. But we saw a episode, we've been watching King of Queens, and we watched an episode the other night, and it made me genuinely curious what some of you all would do, and I want to ask Kevin, what would he do in this situation? So you have what it is, King of Queens. It's 20 minutes. It's a comedy show. It's probably 23 minutes or something, but it's a comedy show, and it's a husband and wife. They live in, I think, on the outskirts of. They live in Queens, New York, and her dad. Her name is Carrie, and her dad lives with them, and he's absolutely hilarious.
He's the same one that was on Seinfeld as what's his name's dad?
George or Jerry?
No, George.
He's George's dad, isn't
Yeah,
he?
George Costanza. Yeah, he's the one that did the Festivus poll and all that stuff.
Yes,
yeah.
that's him.
Same guy.
And he's absolutely hysterical. And
he's not even on there that much, but every time he comes on the screen, he just does something ridiculous.
Yes. You never know what he's going to say. And whatever he pops off with is just really, really funny. He's kind of like on the Golden Girls, you have the mother, Sophia.
Yeah, except she was in it more. But yeah, the same kind of one-liner.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And he's just very, very funny. So the episode is they went to a movie, and it is one of these movies where something big happens, like if you've never seen The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, it's like a secret's revealed at the end.
Right. So he had already seen the movie. So he gets mad at one of his friends.
That blew him off, but now he's at the movie he's at.
Yeah, he's like, you told me you couldn't be here, and now he sees him at the movies. So anyway, he gets mad, and so he stands up in front of everybody before the movie starts. They've already paid for their tickets. They're in there getting ready to sit down, and the theater's full, and he stands up and says, reveals the whole plot.
The doctor's a robot, and the bomb's inside of him.
Right.
Something like that.
So he reveals.
And everybody goes, ah.
Yeah, tells the whole movie. Well, I know when we went to see, I think, like the Barbie movie with Ashley, it was like, I'm thinking like $60 or something ridiculous to see that Barbie movie. And so I'm thinking, and I know this was filmed way back, but what if same question applies. What if you got into a movie, you've paid for these seats, you've paid all this money, and some jerk stands up and gives away the whole movie? What would you personally do?
I mean, I'd probably still watch the movie because getting there is fun too, you know?
You like getting there in the movie, like watching
getting to that point of the end is still fun. I knew, like The Sixth Sense, I knew what was going on the whole time. Because someone told. Yeah, somebody told, remember, at work.
Oh, but you didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me.
But somebody at work said what is happening. It's like, oh, okay.
The Sixth Sense, I won't ever...
That's like the ultimate secret ending.
Yes, and I won't ever forget it. And I won't tell you here in case you haven't seen it.
You may not have ever seen it. It's
you may not have seen it, but you need to see it.
Yeah, it's good.
But my sister and her husband, and I don't even remember which one it was. But I don't remember which husband it was. But anyway, because I was sitting next to Jennifer. Jennifer had seen it. She wanted me to see it. And she wanted me to see it just so that she could see my face. And I love that about her because I would be the same way. I'm kind of that way when it comes to like, when I can share a movie for the first time with the kids. Like I was this way with Andrew and Ashley, but now I'm this way too, like with the grandkids. Of course, they've seen about everything now. But it's just fun when you've seen something that's so good, you want to watch other people's reactions to it just because it gives you pleasure. And so Jennifer waits this whole movie, and I didn't even realize that she was looking at me when all was revealed during The Sixth Sense. And my mouth, I remember my mouth dropped open, and I just had this look of just like, wow, on my face. And I turned and looked, and she was like, because she was like, she wanted to see my reaction.
You've done that with the grandkids, though, with like E.T. And and
yes,
seeing him in
yes.
the closet just laughing at stuff like that.
Yes, E.T. and you know,
and him almost dying at the
and
end.
yes, Gavin.
he didn't want to watch.
Yeah, Gavin didn't want to watch.
He was young.
He was very young. He didn't want to watch, and
we just kept saying, "Just wait. It's okay." Just wait.
Just wait. And then you have to tell them anytime you watch. They're watching The Wizard of Oz for the first time. You don't realize how traumatizing it is. Number one, it's very traumatizing when the witch comes and she puts she takes Toto away from Dorothy at the very beginning of the movie. That's traumatizing to a kid. To see this is this girl's dog who she loves more than anything, and here's this wicked person coming to take it away. And then I think it's traumatizing too. I think the flying monkeys scare a lot of people. I think when the witch melts, I think that can be like there are certain things about that movie that can be very traumatizing. But the thing about it can upset kids seeing Toto being taken away, and you just have to assure them, don't worry, he's gonna come back. He's gonna sneak out. And then I always try to make it like, see, he got away, and you know.
Of course, with Andrew, when he watched it, he would always skip the black and white part and just watch the color.
He would
part.
jump to the. Well, he didn't
Which
know.
I have to admit, the black and white part's kind of boring.
This is what's funny about that. Andrew didn't know there was a black and white part to that movie for years, because we would always fast forward it because we had it. It was on VHS. We would always fast forward it to the color part. Andrew never knew there was a black and white part. So when he saw the black and white part, it was like, oh my gosh, you know, it was just.
So that's where that wizard came from.
Yes, yeah. So, but for me, it would just tick me off if I had paid all that money.
Oh, it definitely make you mad. But what can you do? I mean,
yeah, there's nothing you can do
you're
about
already there.
it.
It's not like they can throw him out.
No, well, they could.
They could throw him out, but it's already ruined.
But he's
so
already ruined the movie. Kevin and I have only complained to a manager one time after a movie was over, and that manager gave us free tickets to come back into another movie, and it was another movie of our choice. It wasn't.
Well, it was because the screen was messed up, wasn't it?
No.
Something was messed up.
No.
What was it?
It was because there was a kid that was crying the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like a bunch of people were complaining about it.
It was, yes, it wasn't just us. And honestly, I would not have said anything if I hadn't have seen other people go to the manager, because this kid literally ruined this movie. And it was an adult movie. The kid shouldn't have even been in there. It wasn't like a Disney movie or something like that. But if I hadn't seen other people and I was like, oh, I didn't realize you could do that, because that kid really did ruin the whole movie.
Well, and you're paying that much money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, most people get babysitters for their kids. They're crying kids.
Yeah, well, and I don't like it either when people are looking on their phone and that you can see the light from their phone.
Well, they do tell you to put it in your pocket.
We've been fortunate in that regard that we haven't had, like, people will look at it some during the previews, but then once the movie starts, because I'm wondering, are they going to look at this phone the whole time, or is this just for previews? And usually it's just for previews, and then they don't do it during the movie. So we've been lucky in that regard. But I just wondered what everybody would do, because it would tick you off, though. We have a couple of boxes at the P.O. box. This one was not a surprise. I mean, it was a surprise, but only because it's from Jean in Kentucky, and Jean is a longtime viewer, and she had told me this was coming. So
But you don't know what it is.
I have no idea what it is, but
Keep it up.
I love the wrapping paper. Kevin tore her address off of it.
So that's what I'm saying. Keep it up, because I don't know what else.
Okay, well, there's another label there with her address. Okay. And Jean used the good old duct tape.
Hey, duct tape.
I was just reminding Kevin yesterday, we were talking about something, and I said, do you remember when Eric would send me boxes from Texas with duct tape? And I tell you what, it was smart, because that duct tape is not going anywhere. So Jean, that was very smart. What all is in here? Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. She sent me Melster candies. What else does Melster make?
No clue.
What did you look at that? See what that is. To Tami and family.
Country Mart. That looks like a Save-A-Lot or something.
Isn't it funny that she's right in Kentucky?
Yeah, we don't have one of these right now.
And, yeah. We do not have one of these stores.
Although we have some of these brands like Blue Ribbon ice cream.
Blue Ribbon, they sell that at Dollar General, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah, I think Dollar General sells Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, Blue Ribbon ice cream.
Oh, look. Look. This reminds me of church. Our cat, we had a
Except
cat.
he was about twice that size.
Oh yeah, he was big. This is a kid.
He was a big boy.
We had a solid black cat and his name was Church. And he wasn't a very social cat, but we loved
Grumpy
him.
as can be. Kind of like us.
I remember you saying you couldn't find this candy. I found some at our dollar store and wanted to send you some. So this is from Jean, Crystal, Lacey, and Zoe. Thank you so much. I have seen
We saw a different brand.
a different brand.
Yeah.
You know what we might do?
Like compare them.
We might buy, yes, because I saw those and I was on Marco, it's an app, and I was talking to my sister and I was saying, oh, do you remember when Mom and Dad used to give out this candy? So I will probably pick up a bag and try it against these. So these are Melster candies, peanut butter kisses, and they come in orange and black
With
wrappers.
wrapping. They're all the same candy.
Right, but it's all the same candy. Yes, thank you very much, Jean. That was so sweet of you. And I will look at the ad when we get off here because I want to see what you get at this store. Now, this next box was a huge surprise because I didn't know this was coming. It is from my friend Josh. Josh has been around for a long, long time.
You ready?
Yes. He did it.
They actually
This
have a bunch more.
Yes, they do. I cannot believe he ordered one of these.
They have honey buns, Swiss rolls, strawberry shortcake rolls, oatmeal cream pies, and cosmic brownies.
Oh.
Which one is this one?
This is the pumpkin delights.
Did I say honey buns? They have honey buns too.
Oh my gosh. This, if you don't know.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, Kevin doesn't know anything about it.
So that's good.
It's been all over Facebook, Instagram, and I see ads for them all the time. This is a candle company. It's called Goose Creek. Well, Goose Creek has tons and tons of really awesome, awesome looking candles. I'll show you the back.
No, they're actually made by that company.
Yes,
Okay.
by Goose Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Goose Creek candle, and
I
it's a
got you.
Little Debbie themed.
I got you.
So, but they've done all kinds of other things too, not just these. It seems like, I want to say they had a whole cereal thing. And I mean, and I've always wondered, I'm so glad Josh sent this to us.
That's your kind of candle too.
Yes, this is me.
It's got that.
This is
It's got that
food.
baked goods. kind of-
Sweet. This is, yes, because I love the sweet things that like you light it. I keep them in the kitchen on the stove because I think that's the safest place is on the stove in the kitchen. And then I'll go back in the bedroom for a little while or something and I'll start getting hungry and I'll be like, what am I smelling? It smells like something is baking or something. You know, what is that? And it's like, that darn candle is making me hungry. It's making me want food. And so I always wondered, I've seen these ads for Goose Creek and I wondered, would they be worth it? Or what is the throw like, you know, just because this is a big house and I'm always curious, okay, if I light it, if I have it lit in the kitchen, how far is it going to reach? Is it going to reach out into the other room? So this is the Little Debbie Pumpkin Delights.
It's like a 3-wick candle too.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this is the size that you would get at Bath and Body Works. So it makes me wonder, like, how much did this cost? Now's your chance to make your entire home smell like a Little Debbie snack. Experience ultra realistic scents created in collaboration with the flavor experts from Little Debbie. From the classic oatmeal cream pie to the fan favorite Cosmic Brownies. Our latest collaboration is sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. And it's www.goosecreekcandle.com. This is exclusively, the little W's are exclusively from Goose Creek Candle. I would like to know, thank you, Josh. I mean, like, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to death. I would like to know, Josh, did you buy one for yourself? And if you did, which one did you buy? Because I'm sure it's going to kill you if you did, because Josh has been doing keto for a long time, and this is all he needs. Make him hungry. This is all he needs is this. So, yeah, I would like to know, did you order one for you? And anyone else who has ever ordered from Goose Creek, what did you get? What scent did you get? People, it's no different than perfumes and colognes and stuff like that. Certain scents trigger people in different ways. So like either you absolutely love it, or like you have an aversion to it, or you don't want to smell anything at all. And so I absolutely love the food scents. They're my very, very favorite. Our daughter Ashley does not want anything that smells like food. She likes the laundry. She'll do flowers, but really she wants just the linen. I think linen and cotton like or linen or
perfumey ones, like the flannel and things like that.
Yes, like a sweater weather, things like that. She wants that clean laundry scent. Now, that being said, her favorite it's by Candleberry, and we really like the Candleberry candle brand. But it's called Tennessee whiskey, and she loves that, and that's just a complete fluke. I think that she likes that because
it's not food or spice.
No, it's really not.
Kind of different.
It gives you the cozy, like Christmassy vibes. I think it's a very warm, cozy scent. I like it too, and they sell those in like Hallmark and places like that. But I really like the food scent. I like to eat a lot. So to me, this is so perfect. So thank you. I'm just thrilled to death. But yeah, let me know, any of you all who've ordered from them, because they have so many collections, and it's like, I never know, like, is it going to be worth it? But I'll have to update you about this, because as far as right now goes,
it's pretty strong.
It's strong, and it smells over the top sweet. I mean, it smells like a bakery cake or something. It smells wonderful. So thank you, and thank you, Jane. We're gonna end the vlog for the week. Kevin's got him some candy bars here. Show him what you have.
I got a Snickers.
A Snickers.
And then 100 grand.
100 grand.
Which I'm gonna have to buy more of, because I've really liked these. I've enjoyed those.
How many calories are they?
I don't know.
You really don't know?
I don't know. Like 80?
You really don't know?
They're like 80 or so.
I was curious if which one was the most. I'm just always curious about.
I threw the bag away, so I don't know.
Oh, see,
it doesn't say on the thing.
I would have taken note of that. He also has.
Well, I usually only get one. But this was a special occasion. He
likes to have a sweet treat after he eats lunch or dinner or whatever. So, but I told him, I said, I want to end the vlog for the week, but I have this story to tell him. And I'm sure some of you have heard it in the news. But if you haven't.
I don't know what she's talking about.
No, he has no idea. So, Matthew McConaughey was recently on The View. And you know who I'm talking about. Okay, so he was on The View, and he told the story about, he said that his dates, when he would go out on dates, he has brothers, the dates would come over to his house at a certain time, which honestly, that surprises me right there, because usually the guy goes to the girl's house, and you're talking probably at least 25 years ago.
Yeah, so, I would think in the 80s probably.
So for that time, you would think that he would have picked them up, or the brother would have picked the girls up. So that's really progressive that the girls were showing up at their house, at his house. But he said he would tell them to be there at like 8, and they started getting there earlier and earlier. And he found out why they were getting there earlier is because before, since he wasn't going to be ready for them until 8, his dad was giving these girls foot rubs on the couch before the brothers would come out.
Hilarious. A little creepy, but
That's
hilarious.
creepy. That's creepy as can be.
I mean, how would he bring that even up? While you're waiting.
Yeah, I think if
The only way
you had done that to one of Ashley's, if one of
Well, first of all,
Ashley's,
Ashley would have been mortified.
if one of Ashley's girlfriends had shown up to the house, imagine any of them, insert any name, and you had said, "Hey,"
especially if she brought a boyfriend over.
yeah, you want to give me,
really weird.
you want me to give you a foot rub.
The only way I could see that actually working, even possibly working, is if that was his profession. Like that's what he did.
I still think it's crazy.
Oh, it's very weird, but I'm just saying
think
that's the only way you could possibly see that being even remotely normal. Mm-hmm. It'd be, I do this for a living, and maybe it started with somebody said, "Man, my feet are killing me. I've been on my feet all day." And it's like, "Oh, I do this for a living. Do you want me to give you a foot rub?" I could see that kind of starting it, and then everybody else was like, "Hey, I'll give you a foot rub."
But to come over early so the dad...
Just so you could get it done?
Yes.
Well, they probably feel really good.
Now, Andrew, our son Andrew, is really, really good at giving massages. Shoulder massages, back massages. He has, his hands are just very powerful, and he could hurt you if he wanted to.
Yeah,
Andrew,
he's not gentle.
Andrew could inflict some serious injury if he wanted to on somebody. I've always said if I needed protection, I would call Andrew because Andrew would kill somebody. But Andrew is really, really good. Once he finds out what level of pressure you want, he's really good at giving a massage. And so a lot of times, if I was just sitting in a chair like this and he walked up behind me, he might put his arms on me and start giving me a massage. But that's my son. Andrew would have never dreamed of doing that with like one of Ashley's friends, or if his daughters have, or his son has girls come over, there's no way.
No,
That's
it's
just
a little weird.
I think it's
So
weird
what were
and
they
creepy.
thinking?
There wasn't. No, I'm just telling you. I heard this news story,
Oh,
and I thought
you
it
didn't
was,
hear anything about it?
I thought it was
You
creepy.
didn't hear what they thought about it?
I heard
Because the View of people are pretty opinionated.
No, the people on The View, no, the whole story was, apparently he had been on The View like 17 years ago, and Matthew McConaughey had given Joy Behar a foot massage. So he was just on there last week, like all these years later, and she said, "I got a pedicure for this," and she plopped her leg up on the desk, and he gave her another pedicure all these years later.
Yeah.
A foot rub all these years later. And so it was just been in, like the New York Times had a story about it, and I thought it was creepy that Dad's
It would be, I think it is, but some people probably think that's completely normal.
Yeah. So you'll have to let us know. That's one of those subjects that's like, I just think it's creepy. I think you have to really... Anytime
you physically touch somebody else's date coming over or anything, for any reason, it's kind of weird.
All the times, Ashley had... Andrew had guys spend the night. Ashley had girls spend the night all the time.
Like sleepovers.
Sleepovers all the time. I don't remember Kevin, even on the shoulder, just to get somebody's attention, ever physically touching, laying a hand on any of those girls.
No, I don't want any story to go back to parents with any kind of blow up of whatever imagination they might have.
No, Kevin always made himself scarce. He was always on the computer in the other room. He was literally not around at all.
I don't like to be around.
He would make an appearance and say hello and goodbye, and that would be it. I would be the one in there talking and stuff. Yeah, so
she's more sociable than I am too.
Yeah, that's true enough. So I just wanted to hear your all's opinion. But I hope you enjoyed the video this week. Thank you very much once again to our Patreon subscribers, YouTube subscribers, members. Yes, we greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.